Hello everyone, welcome to my channel IT and Automation Learners Hub. My name is Khaja. In today's Java session, I will explain about conditional branching statements like if statement, if else statement, if else ladder statement, nested if statement, and switch statement. So these are the topics going to be covered. In general, in Java, if we execute a program, then all the statements in the program will be executed in a sequential order. There is nothing but one statement after another statement. If the first statement executed, after the first statement, the second statement will be executed. After the second statement, the third statement will be executed. This is the sequential flow of execution. Let us suppose if we want to change this sequential flow of execution of a Java program, then here we use conditional statements. Conditional statements in Java are used to change or alter the sequential flow of execution of the program. There are two types of conditional statements in Java. One is conditional branching statement, another one is conditional looping statement. Conditional branching statements. These statements are used to alter the flow of execution of a program by skipping some statements from the execution based on some condition. Let us suppose there are 10 statements in a program. By specifying some condition, let us suppose we are skipping 3 statements out of 10 statements. We are going to execute only 7 statements. So that is nothing but the skipping some statements from the execution based on some condition. Here example for conditional branching statements are if statement, if else ladder, nested if, and switch statements are the different conditional branching statements in Java. And one more conditional statement is conditional looping statement. These statements, the conditional looping statements, are used to alter the flow of execution of a program by repeatedly executing some set of statements based on some condition. Here in this case, let us suppose there are 10 statements. Instead of executing those 10 statements sequentially, let us suppose we have executed 7 statements. After 7th statement, without executing the 8th statements, let us suppose we are going back and executing again 5th statement, 6th statement, 7th statement. After that again we are going back, we are executing 5th, 6th, 7th statement based on some condition. So like this, here we are changing the sequential flow of execution here also. So such statements are called as conditional looping statements. Example for conditional looping statements are while loop, do while loop, for loop, and nested loops are the conditional looping statements in Java. Nested loop is part of while, do while, and for loop. Basically, 3 conditional looping statements are available in Java, that is while, do while, and for loop. So let me clarify. Let me explain this part here. So let us suppose this is a Java program. So in this program, there are 12 statements, and in normal way, these 12 statements will be executed in sequential order. That is, first statement, after that second statement, after the third statement, fourth, fifth, like this, 11th, 12th, like this in a sequential order, these statements will be executed. Let us suppose Here we are specifying some condition. After executing first, second, and third statements, like suppose I am specifying some condition here. So based on this condition, I want to execute fourth and fifth statements. Based on this condition, I want to execute fourth and fifth statements. If condition is true, I will execute fourth and fifth statements. If condition is false, then I will skip these 4-5 statements and I will directly go to the sixth statement. If condition is false, what will I do? So I will skip this 4 and 5 statements. I will directly go to the sixth statement. So this is jumping. We are branching from third statement to directly we are branching to sixth statement. So we are skipping 4 and 5 statements based on this condition. So now in this case how the statements will be executed: first statement, second statement, third statement, and if the condition is false, then we will execute directly sixth statement, seventh statement, eighth statement, like this. So these are called as conditional branching statements. This can be done. This flow sequential here, the sequential flow of execution is changed. We are altering the sequential flow of execution by using conditional branching statement. Similarly, here, let us suppose like this. Here we use conditional branching statements. Similarly, let us suppose I have executed 7 statements. I have just a moment, please. Let us suppose I'm executing. Now here, first 3 statements are executed. After third statement, here I am specifying some condition. Based on this condition, here I am specifying some condition. Based on this condition, after third statement, fourth and fifth statement will be executed. So if the here condition will be tested, if the condition is true, then fourth and fifth statements will be executed. After executing the fifth statement, again the condition will be tested. After executing the fifth statement, again the condition will be tested. If condition is true, then again the same fourth and fifth statement will be executed. After executing the fifth statement, again the condition will be tested. If the condition is true, again fourth and fifth statement will be executed. See here, these fourth and fifth statements are executing continuously. Okay, more than once. Basically, these statements should execute only once, but here we are executing more than once. If the condition is false, then we will go to the next statement after the fifth statement. If condition is false, then we will go to the sixth statement. Until the condition become false, we will execute this fourth and fifth statements. So this kind of execution can be implemented by using the conditional looping statements. So like this, here we use conditional branching and conditional looping statements. So now in today's session, let's concentrate on the conditional branching statements. The first conditional branching statement is the if statement. The if statement will execute a set of statements based on some condition, based on the specified condition. And this is the syntax for the if statement. If the condition is true, if the condition, here the condition will be specified. If the condition is true, then these statements in all the statements in the if block will be executed. If the condition is true, then all the statements in the if block, this is the if block from here to here. So all the statements in the if block will be executed. After executing the last statement in the if block, the control will be transferred to the next statement after the if block statement. So this is the next statement. So if the condition is true, then all the statements in the if block will be executed. After executing last statement in the if block, the control will be transferred to the next statement after the if statement. If the condition is false, then the control will be transferred to the next statement after the if statement without executing any of these statements. If condition is false, then control will be directly transferred to the next statement after the if statement without executing any statement in the if block. So this execution step specifies the same thing, whatever I said now. The condition statement will be executed first. If the condition is true, then all the statements associated to the if block will be executed and control will be transferred to the next statement after the if statement. If the condition is false, then control will be transferred to the next statement after the if statement without executing any statement in the if block. Like this, the if statement will work. Let's write a program for this if statement. So let me create a new class here. New class. So here the class name is Syatem, simple if statement. Simple if. Okay. Or I can give if statement. We can call the if statement as simple if statement also. If statement. I'm taking the main method. Click finish. So it has created a new class. So in this class, so here in this main method, I am taking one variable. Now you are aware of what is variable, what are identifiers, what is variable, what is constant, what is data type, all these things, right? If you are not clear about this, you can watch my previous video, session 2. Int, I'm taking one variable age. So here in this program, I wanted to find whether a person is eligible for voting or not. Whether a person is eligible for voting or not. So for this, I'm writing one condition. S5SO control space before if statement. This is before if statement. I'm writing one message before if statement. And here I am writing if statement like this. If I need to specify condition. Okay, if condition. Condition is if age is greater than, if age is greater than 18. If age is greater than 18. So here, this is the relational operator. We discussed about relational operator in the previous session, right? In the operators concept. So here greater than is a relational operator. Here we are checking age is greater than 18 or not. So let me store some value here, 25. Okay. So if age is here, age is having 25. 25 is greater than 18 or not. So we are checking here. So this relation by using the relational operator. Relational operator always will give true or false result. So if age is greater than 18, then I am right. Then if age is greater than 18, then entered into if block. Entered into if block. I'm putting one message. And if age is greater than 18, then the person is eligible for voting. So I'm writing that message. Person is eligible for voting. Person is eligible for voting. So if the condition is true, then in the if block, I want to execute these two statements. And after that, I'm writing one more statement. Next statement after if block. Or I can write program end. Program end. So this is a simple program. So here we are taking one variable age, and I am putting some condition. Totally how many statements are there? See, this is one statement 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 statements are there in my program. But based on the condition, if the condition is true, then these two statements also will be executed. If the condition is true, then these two statements will execute. If the condition is false, out of 6, only 4 statements will execute. 1, 2, 3. If this condition is false, then these two will not be executed. This will be executed. This is the fourth statement. If condition is true, then we can execute. Then the other two statements also will be executed. The two statements in the if block will also be executed. So like this here we use the conditional, like this here we use the if statement. Let me execute this program. See, here it is giving the output like this. Before statement, this is the before statement, if statement, it will be executed. First, this statement will be executed. A variable will be created. Variable name is age, and in that value 25 is stored. And after that, this statement will be executed. And after this, the condition will be tested. So age is having, how much age is having value? What is the value? What value we have stored in age? 25. So 25 is greater than 18. It is true. So that's why these two statements will be executed, entered into if block, and person is eligible for voting. Entered into if block, person is eligible for voting. So after executing the if block, after executing last statement in the if block, which statement will be executed? The next statement, this statement will be executed. So this is the program end statement. So like this, here we use the if statement in Java. Let me remove this. This is the example for if statement. Let's go to the next slide. So one more statement, another statement in Java is if-else statement. The if-else statement is used when one of the two options is need to be selected based on specified condition. So previously, what happened? If the condition is true, then if block will be executed, and if the condition is false, then nothing will be executed in previous statement. But in this statement, if condition is true, then if block will be executed. If the condition is false, then else block will be executed. Here we have two options: if block one option, else block another option. Based on the condition, either we use the first option or we use the second option. Either we execute based on the condition, either we execute the first option or we execute the second option. So if the condition is true, then the if block will be executed. If the condition is false, then the else block will be executed. So these are the same statements I have written. The condition statement will be executed first. This statement will be executed first. Based on this statement, if the condition is true, all the statements associated to the if block will be executed and control will be transferred to the next statement after the if statement. If condition is false, all the statements associated to the else block will be executed and control will be transferred to the next statement after the else statement. Like this, if and else if else statement will be executed. Let's write one more program for if else statement. So let me create one more class. We have shortcut also to create class, right? What is the shortcut? Alt Shift N. Here we need to choose a class. So let me give here if else statement, and let's select the main method. So here I am taking two options using if else statement. Let us suppose I am taking one variable int number. I'm taking one variable int number. Here I am storing 10. So in the previous program, so let us suppose what happens if I take age 10 or 15. Let's see what happens if I take when I am taking 25, then the condition is becoming true and all the statements are getting executed. So if I take 15, age 15, how it will work? Let's see. See, condition will become false. 15 is greater than 18. Age, how much age value stored in age variable? 15. And we are comparing age with 18. Age is having 15. 15 is greater than 18. No, it is false. So this block will not be executed. So that's why these two statements will not be displayed. Only this statement and after if statement, this statement. So these two statements only displayed because condition is false and all the statements in the if block will not be executed. Okay, now let's go to the if else statement. So here I am taking one variable 10 and let me write the statement. Before if else statement, I'm writing one statement here. And now if number is greater than 0, I want to display whether the given number, whatever we have taken is positive or negative. Okay, whether the given number is positive or negative, I want to display. So for this I am writing a if statement. If condition, if number is greater than 0, then I'm writing like this. We are in if block. And if the number is greater than 0, then that is what kind of number? That is a positive number. Given number is a positive number. I'm giving this message. If the condition is true, if number is greater than 0, if it is true, then if the condition is true, then this if block will be executed. So if number is greater than 0, then it is positive number. This block will be executed. Let us suppose if this condition is false, the number is not greater than 0, let us suppose, then if the condition is false, then I will write else block. Else I will have some other statements to be executed. we are in else block. We are in else block. Given number is negative number. Given number is negative number. Now here I am writing, after the else, I am writing one more statement, program end. That's it. This is the program. So let us suppose I have taken one number 10. So and I am comparing 10 with is number is greater than 0, means 10 is greater than 0. So it is true. If it is true, this block will be executed. A if block will be executed. And these statements will be executed. So, and the output will be, we are in if block, given number is positive number. This will be the output. Let's check the output. See, we are in if block, given number is a positive number. Let us suppose I am taking a value minus 100. Minus 100. Okay. Now, condition will be tested here. This statement will be executed, and after that, this condition will be tested. If number is greater than 0, how much number is having? Number is having value minus 100. So minus 100 is not greater than 0. So this condition is false. When the condition is false, this block will not be executed. Instead, this block, else block, will be executed. If the condition is false, if block will not be executed, else block will be executed. Then in else block, what we have written? We are in else block, given number is negative number. So this number is negative only, right? Minus 100 means it is negative only. So that output we are expecting. Let's execute the program. See output, we are in else block, the given number is negative number. So like this here, we can use the if else statement. Let's go to the one more statement. If else ladder statement. See, if there is only one option to choose, then here we use if statement, or also called as simple if statement. If there are two options and we need to choose one, then here we use if else statement. If there are more than two options and we need to choose one, then here we use if else ladder statement. Okay, the if else ladder statement is used when one option from more than two options is need to be selected based on some condition. And this is the syntax. If condition 1, here I am giving one condition. If condition 1, I am giving some statements. If this first condition is true, then I will check, then I will execute this statement, the first if statement. If condition is false, then I will go to the another option, other condition. So here I will check the second condition. If the condition is true, then I will execute this part. So if this statement, if the condition is false, then I will go to the third condition. If third condition is true, then I will execute statement 3. Sorry, if the condition is 1, then I will, if condition 1 is true, then I will execute the statement 1. If condition 1 is false, then I will go to the second condition. I will check the second condition. If second condition is true, then I will execute statement 2. If second condition is false, then I will go to the other option. I will check the condition 3. If condition 3 is true, then I will execute statement 3. Like this, here we will check. So finally here let us suppose, so if there are 4 options we need to choose, one option among 4 options we need to choose, then we will specify 3 conditions. If there are n options, we need to choose one option from n options, then we need to use n-1 conditions. Okay, by using n-1 conditions, we can choose one option among n options, and the last option most probably will be the default option. If none of these conditions is true, first condition is false, second false, third false, fourth false, like this, all the n conditions are false, then this else block, last else blocks will be executed. This will be the default statement. Okay, so like this if else ladder statement will work. So let's execute this. Let's write a program for this if else ladder. Let me create one more program. How to create a program? How to create a class? Control Shift N. I'm creating a new class. Okay. Here I am giving if else ladder. If else ladder. Select the main method. Can't finish. So here I am writing one program. So I am using, let us suppose here my problem scenario is, here I am generating student result. I am generating student result. Let us suppose the student is passed, then he will get the grades like A, B, C, D grades. If the student is passed, he will get A, B, C, D grades. Okay. So here one student cannot get A and B grades. Here I have one more grade, A plus. Okay. One student cannot get A, B, 2 grades or 3 grades. Each student can get only one grade. So that one grade can be from these 5 options. Okay. So a student can get A plus based on his marks. He can get A plus grade, or he can get A grade. He can get B, C, or D. So any one from these 5 options. Any one need to be chosen from these 5 options. Okay. So in this case, which if statement will work here? So here we have 2 options, then we will go for if else. If we have only one option, either we need to choose that or not. In that case, we will go for simple if. But here we have more than 2 options, and from this more than 2 means 5 options we have. From these 5 options, I need to choose one option. Okay. So in this, I need to execute one set of block based on the condition. So in this case, here we use if else ladder. Let's write a program for if else ladder. I'm taking one variable int marks. Int marks. I'm taking one variable int marks. I will specify marks later. So first of all, let me specify some condition. If marks. If I'm specifying condition, if marks is greater than or equal to 50 and let me take if marks is greater than or equal to 90 and marks is less than or equal to 100. Okay, so these are my grades also. I will specify the grades also. When do we get grade? If you get more than 90 marks. If you get more than 90, you will get A plus grade. And if you get more than 80, you will get A grade. If you get more than 70, you will get B grade. If you get more than 60 marks, you will get C grade. If you get more than 50 marks, then you will get D grade. If you get more than 50 marks, you will get D grade. If you are not getting A, B, C, D or A plus, if you are not getting any of this, means what will be the result? Result is fail. Okay, this is the default. If you are not getting any of these 5, means because you are fail, that's why you are not getting any grade. Okay, so like this I am assuming some scenario. Based on that I am writing the code. So here I specify the condition like this. Okay, space. Student is pass with A plus grade. Okay, so here I am checking whether the marks are have between. See, this is and. So here I am taking two conditions. One condition marks is greater than or equal to 90, and another condition marks is less than or equal to 100. So I am combining these two conditions by using one operator, and this is called logical operator, logical AND operator. So in the previous class we discussed about operators, right? In those operators, here we have one more operator. In those operators, there are different operators. One of those operators is logical operators. Here we have three types of logical operators: logical AND, logical OR, and NOT. These three operators we use. Logical NOT. So how logical AND operator will work? If both the conditions are true, then condition will be true. So now here this is pizza as per our example in the previous session, and this is burger. Okay, so if you have pizza and burger, then only you are going to eat. That is our example, right? So now this is the first condition and this is the second condition. If the first condition is true and second condition is also true, then this whole statement will become true. This whole if statement will become true. If the if statement is true, then only this if block statement will be executed. This if block will be executed. Okay. If these two statements are true, then the if block will be true. If statement will be true, and this related if block will be executed. So like this, here we use the logical AND operator to combine two or more relational statements. Here we use the logical operator to combine two or more relational statements. Okay, so if we have the marks more than 90 and less than 100, then here we will get it is above 90, right? Less than or equal to 100. From 90 to 100, if the student get the marks, then he will get the A plus grade. Let us suppose this option is not working, so student did not get these marks. Then here we will give option else. If this option is not working, I will go for the second option, else if student will get marks greater than or equal to 80 and marks less than 90. I cannot take equal to here because equal to I am considering here. Okay, so from 80 to 89, if you get 80 to 89, then you will get the A, grade A. If you get 70 to 79, then you will get the grade B. If you take 80 here, so here 80 we are specifying for A, right? That's why we cannot specify 80 here. Okay, so 70 to 79, 60 to 69, like this. And here I can take 90 to 100. Between 90 to 100, if we get, this will be A plus. Okay, so here 50 to 59. So if marks are greater than 80 and less than 90, less than 90 means 89 is the correct value, right? Till less than 90. If it is greater than 80 and less than 90. Then I will write the statement. Student is pass with A grade. With grade A. We are writing like this. With grade A. Here also I will write like this. With grade A plus. Student is pass with grade A plus. So let us suppose the student did not get marks even 80, between 80 and 90. So we need to go for the other option. So he might get marks 70 to 80, right? So I'm checking marks is greater than or equal to 70 and marks is less than 80. So here I will write this statement. Here I will write this statement. Student is passed with grade B. Okay. So let us suppose student did not get even this marks also. Then I will check for other option. He might get grade C, right? So grade C marks. He might get marks is greater than or equal to 60 and marks less than 70. Then he might get grade C. In this case, he will get grade C. Let us suppose even this also he did not get. Else, if marks is greater than or equal to 50 and marks is less than 60. So in this scenario, he will get grade D. Okay. So these are the possible options. Okay. He should have get A plus, or he might have get A, or he might have get B grade, or he should get C grade, or he should get D grade. So let us suppose if any of these he is not getting, means else student has failed. Student has failed. Here I am giving this option. So if none of these options is not working, means some different option was there. So I am specifying the different option. This is called a default option. Okay. Student failed. Student is failed. So like this here we use. Like this here we use the nested if else ladder. Like this here we use if else ladder. So in this now let me put some marks here. Let us suppose I am giving 95 marks. Okay, and let me execute this program. See, he got A plus. This block is only this block executed. All the remaining blocks has been skipped. Okay, let me write one statement here. Program end. So, see, A plus, student got A plus. Let me give the 65. I'm giving 65. What is 65 means? He should get grade C, right? 65 means he should get grade C. Okay. Let's check. See, he is getting grade C. Okay, because marks are 65. Let me take 45. 45 is not in any of these ranges. Okay, so some default option was there, that is he might failed. See, student is failed, program end. Okay, so like this, here we use if else ladder in Java. Now let's see the one more type of conditional branching statement, that is nested if statement. So that is nested if statement. If one if statement contains another if statement, then it is called nesting. Okay, nesting of if statement. So if one if statement contains another if statement, then it is called nested if statement. How nested if statement will work? The first if statement is called as the outer if block, outer if statement, and the if statement which is inside is called as the inner if block, inner if statement, outer if statement. Okay, how it works? How it works? If the first of all the outer if condition will be executed. If the outer if condition is true, then we can enter into the outer if block, and again after entering into the outer if block, the inner if condition will be tested. If inner if condition is true, then we will enter into the inner if block. Okay, so if outer if condition is false, then we will come out of the outer if block, and if inner if condition is false, then we will come out of the inner if block. Let me repeat this. If outer if condition is false, then none of the statements will be executed in the outer if block. If inner if condition is false, then none of the statements will be executed in the inner if block. Okay, so if outer if condition is true, then we will enter into the outer if block, and then we will execute, and the inner if condition will be executed. And if inner if condition is true, then we will enter into the inner if block. Okay, so this is the execution statements, whatever I have told. Now let's write one program for this if statement, nested if statement also. Let me create one more file. Let me create one more class. Alt Shift N. I will create class, and here nested if. Nested if, and I'm taking the main method. Finish. In this if block, I want to check whether a person is eligible to donate blood or not. Here we have two conditions for blood donation. One is the person should be 18. Person age should be 18 years or more, and at the same time the person weight should be more than 50 kgs. Okay, to donate blood, here we have two conditions. The person age should be more than 18 years, and the person weight should be after more than 18 years. Even though if he having more than 18 years, his weight should be more than 50 kgs, then he can donate the blood. So for that here, so when we use nested if condition means, if we have taken one decision, after taking one decision, if you want to take another decision based on the first decision, if you want to take another decision, at that time here we go for the nested if condition. Okay, here I am taking two variables, int age and weight. Int age and weight. Okay, if Okay, I think this is, yeah, before outer if block, okay. If age is greater than or equal to 18, then here I can write here I will write entered into outer if block, entered into outer if block, and here I will write one more statement, no age restriction. There is no age restriction. Eligible age, okay. Eligible age for donation, for blood donation. Eligible age for blood donation. After this, after he is eligible for, as per the age, he is eligible for blood donation. Now I need to check, is his weight also eligible or not? Weight is greater than or equal to 50. If weight is greater than or equal to 50, then here we will write I will write like this. Entered into inner if block, entered into inner if block, entered into inner if block. Eligible for blood donation. Eligible for blood donation. Now here I'm writing program end. Okay. Now let me give some age here. Let us suppose age is equal to 20 and weight is equal to 60. Age is equal to 20 and weight is equal to 60. Let me run this program. What happens here? So age condition will pass here. Age is 20. 20 is greater than 18. It is true. So we will enter into the external if block, outer if block, and here these statements will be executed. Eligible age for blood donation, and here again this will be tested. Weight will be tested. How much weight here? 60. 60 is greater than 50. So it is also true. So here we will enter into this block and eligible for blood donation. This will be displayed and program will be end. Okay. See, eligible age for blood donation entered into the inner if block and eligible for blood donation. Let us suppose I am taking like this. 30. I am taking weight is 30. Age is 20 and weight is 30. Then this block should not be executed. Only eligible age for blood donation. This only will be displayed, and here we will end the program. because this condition will false. This condition will fail. See, eligible age for blood donation. That's it. Okay. And let us suppose I am giving 10 years here, 10 years, and here I am giving 70 years, 70 kgs. If you have 10 years age and you have a 70 years weight, 70 kgs weight, but you are not eligible. The first constraint here is age constraint. So here you are failing the age constraint. So this constraint. So it is not eligible here itself. So that's why we cannot take this. So now run this before outer if block. So we are not entered into the outer if block. Okay, only before outer if block only the condition is failed. So that's why this whole statement will not be executed. This complete statement will not be executed. The program end. Okay, like this. So and here we can specify nested if else also. Okay, suppose here only I am specifying like this, else. So here if it is true, then like this. Otherwise here I will specify like this. Control C, I will specify like this. Control V, entered into the inner else block. If the condition is false, then here we specify the condition. Condition is true, then if block will be executed. If the condition is false, then nested else block will be executed. Inner else block will be executed. And here we will specify not eligible, not eligible for blood donation. Or not eligible weight. I will specify not eligible weight. Not eligible weight. Oh, sorry, weight is not eligible. Weight is not eligible. Okay, please ignore these sentences. Don't concentrate on my sentences, please. Okay, so here if block, in if block I am specifying if else statement, and here also I will specify for outer if block also I will specify else. Age is not eligible. Here I will write age is not eligible. Age is not eligible. Okay, I'm specifying like this. Let us suppose now, same if I write the 30 years of age and 40 kgs weight, then entered into outer if block, eligible age is eligible, enter into else block, weight is not eligible. Okay, let me remove these statements so that we will get some more clear picture here. Okay, so now let me execute. See, eligible age for blood donation, weight is not eligible. Okay, so this weight is not eligible, but age is eligible. Okay, let us suppose I am giving both are eligible, 80 kgs. See, eligible age for blood donation, eligible weight for blood donation, eligible weight, I'll specify like this, eligible age for blood donation, eligible weight for blood donation. Okay, and let me take this age is 10. Okay, then what happens? The first condition itself will false, then no need to check weight at all. See, age is not eligible. We are getting age is not eligible. Like this here we use different nested if statement. Okay, Like this, here we use nested if statement. So now let's check one more conditional branching statement, that is switch statement. So switch statement is also used to select one option among several options like if else ladder. But here the execution wise and syntax wise there is big difference between the switch statement and the if else ladder. Switch statement is also used to select one option among more than two options. But here we cannot specify, we will in switch statement, here there will be some expression. Basically we will not specify more conditions like if statement, like if else ladder. We cannot, one major difference between switch statement and if else ladder is, in if else ladder we can specify as many number of conditions as possible and we can specify complex conditions also. But in switch statement we cannot specify the complex conditions, and we will specify the simple expression, and based on the expression the switch statement will be executed. And so that is the major difference between the if else ladder and switch statement. But both work same. One option will be selected among several options. But in if else ladder we can specify the complex expressions, complex conditions. But in switch statement we cannot specify the complex statements. We will give a simple expression, and for that expression we will specify some matching values in the form of cases. Whichever value is matching with that expression, that case will be executed. If none of the case, thus that case related statements will be executed. If none of the case is matching with the expression, then default case will be there. The default block will be executed. So like this, here the switch statement will work. There will be an expression in switch statement. This expression value will be compared with the different case values. With whatever case value the expression is matching, then that case related block of statements will be executed. If none of the case values are matching with the expression, then default block will be executed. And after executing any block, the break statement will be used to terminate the switch statement. Okay, we will talk about the break statement in the next session. So like this, here we use switch statement. So these execution steps will be executed like this. I just explained those, whatever I explained, that explanation is in the form of these steps. Okay. Now let's write a sample program for this switch statement. Let's create one more class, Alt Shift N, class switch statement. Okay, please. Switch statement. Okay, select the main method, click on finish. So here in this switch statement, I'm taking a character variable char is equal to char alphabet. I'm taking one variable alphabet. Switch alphabet, switch alphabet, begin. Case if alphabet is equal to A. I want to find I will take some alphabet and I will check whether that alphabet is a vowel or not. Case if then A is vowel. Break. So now I will write one more case. Case E. The vowel. E is a vowel. So after that, we will give the break statement. Every case statement will have some break statement. Case I am copying this. I don't want to waste time. So I am copying these sentences here, statements. I'm copying these statements. Just same statement we need to specify. Control C. Control V. A I. Case O. So O is a vowel. Similarly, case U. U is a vowel. So if it is not A, E, I, O, U, then it is not a vowel at all, right? So that we will specify that option here. We will specify that option. Given alphabet is not a vowel. Is not a vowel, or it is a consonant. We can write like that also. Okay. So here also we'll specify break statement. So let us suppose I am specifying some alphabet here, like I am giving A or U. I am giving U. Let me execute this program. See, given alphabet U is a vowel. I will give I. So given alphabet I is a vowel. So here, what is alphabet contains? So alphabet contains value I, right? So here the alphabet, we stored I in the alphabet. So now this will switch statement. Switch condition is with the label. Switch condition will be compared with the expression. Here the expression is having which value? I value. Or now this I will be compared with the case labels. So this is not matching with I, A is not matching with I, E is not matching with I, and I is matching with I, right? So this block will be executed. Like this will work. Okay. Let us suppose I am giving C. So now this expression is having value C, and C will be compared with all this. So C is not in, it is A is not matching with C, E is not matching with C, I is not matching with C, O is not matching with C, and U also is not matching with C. If none of the case labels are not matching with C, if none of the case labels are matching with C, then default case will be executed. This will be executed. Let me execute this part. Given alphabet is not a vowel. Okay, so like this here we will execute the switch statement. Here we will use the switch statement. So like this, in Java, so there are different conditional branching statements. If statement, simple if, we can say simple, also simple if else ladder, nested if, and switch statement. These all are the conditional branching statements. In the next session, I will explain conditional looping statements. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for more valuable videos. Please like, share, and give your valuable comments. Thank you.